be able to be accessed by you by using your Touch ID. So you just tap on an application. For instance, I've locked down Cydia, so you'll see when I scan my fingerprint that it's going to open right up. But for everybody else, you're not going to be able to get into that. Also, you can do the exact same thing for, let's say, your Spotlight or your Control Center or your App Switcher. So for instance, if we try to open up the Control Center, you'll see that I get a Touch ID prompt. So we'll just tap on that. Same thing for the multitasking or the App Switcher. You'll notice that you have an option to put in a passcode as well. So you'll set up a passcode right when you get this. So we'll just type in our passcode here and it's going to launch the App Switcher. Now you'll notice right here that I actually have Cydia blurred out, and that's due to Asphalia 2 because I have that app locked down. So basically, if you don't turn on Touch ID for your App Switcher, that means anybody can access your App Switcher, but if you have an application locked down like Cydia, then it's going to blur that card out. So that's just pretty helpful to have. Next up, we have a tweak called Swipe Selection Pro. Now what this tweak does is allow you to swipe across your keyboard in order to move that cursor throughout text, as you can see right there. Now you can also, swipe from the either backspace key. You can see right there that that's going to allow me to highlight, or you can do the exact same thing. Let's just say we were going to move let's move this across all the way up to the top, and you'll notice if we swipe across from the left, you can see that's going to highlight to the right just like that. So really this just makes editing text a whole lot easier. You also notice right down here that I have a tweak installed Better 5 icon dock. Obviously what that's going to allow you to do is put that 5th icon right down there in the dock. Next up, we have a tweak called Type Status. Now what this tweak does is basically give you an overlay over your status bar showing when somebody is typing to you. It's basically going to give you those ellipses that you would normally see inside of the Messages app in your conversation, but instead it's going to show you right on your status bar. That way, no matter where you are, you can always see when somebody's typing to you. So just to give you an idea, you can just tap on Test Typing. So that's basically what it's going to do. It's going to tell you that somebody is typing and give you the name of that person right there as they're typing. So it's really as simple as that. Next, we have a tweak called Last App. Now what this tweak does is basically allow you to set up an activator gesture in order to go to the previous application that you were just in. So I've actually set mine up to be a double tap on the status bar. You can set it up to be basically whatever you want, but you can see right here when I double tap on the status bar, it's going to go to the previous application, which was the setting. So if I do it again, then we're going to go back to the music app just like that. Next, we have a tweak called Activator. So you can see right here, if we swipe over here to Activator, what this allows you to do is set gestures to perform specific actions. So let's say, for instance, that we wanted to change what a 3-finger pinch does on our device. You can see that I assigned it to compose a new tweet. So if we go back to our springboard, or if we're actually anywhere on our device, we can use 3 fingers and we can pinch, and that's going to give us a new tweet sheet right there. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Springtomize 3, then you should be. This is a massive tweak. It's about 100 different tweaks inside of one. So you can see right here that you can change up a bunch of different things within the animations, the app slider, which is actually the app switcher, control center, dock, folders, icons, lock screen, notification center, pages, and even the status bar. So let's say, for instance, if we tapped on the status bar, we wanted to change the carrier, we can toggle that on, change the carrier just by typing in something right here. We can also have a custom time. You can type something in right there. You can hide different items within your status bar. So if you don't want those indicators up there, you can just toggle them off right here. And let's just say that we want to go into our icons. This is actually going to allow us to hide different things. We can lock the layout, so not allowing people to change the layout. You can disable wiggling when you're in wiggle mode. You can disable uninstall, so it's not going to let people delete your applications. I mean, there is a ton of different things you can do with this tweak, and I highly recommend checking out the link in the description below, and I go through like every single feature and action that you can do in Springtomize 3. I did a complete review. It's about 20 minutes long, so we can go into real depth if you guys don't know what that is and you want to check it out. Next, we have a tweak called Flux. Now, what this tweak does is basically allow you to read things at night much easier, just because it's a whole lot easier on the eyes. So you can see right here how bright and white this is, but if we enable Flux, you can see that it's actually going to get very orange, which is very, very helpful on your eyes. It makes everything a whole lot easier to read, and I highly recommend it if you do a lot of reading at night. Next, we have a tweak called Call Bar. Now, what this tweak does is basically not take up your entire screen when you get a phone call or a FaceTime call. So, for instance, if we get a call right here, you can see that I'm calling myself on FaceTime. We have a decline button, we have a remind me button, a message button, or an answer button. Now, if you wanted to, dismiss this without actually hanging up, you just swipe it up just like that by taking the grabber right there. Now, if we wanted to actually bring this back down, then you can just swipe it down. You'll see this is going to be built into your notification center. So if we wanted to answer it, then you just tap answer, or we can decline it just like that. Next is a tweak called CC settings. So if we swipe up right here, now the color is actually from Springtomize, but right up here is what CC settings does. It allows you to add specific or more toggles right up here at the top, allowing you to basically access a whole bunch of different things very easily straight from your control center. Of course, you can pick and choose which ones you want in your control center in the settings. Next is a tweak called iFile. Now what iFile allows you to do is access any file on your device. So you can see as we scroll through here, these are all the directories. So if we wanted to go a little bit deeper, let's say that we wanted to go into library. So then we could go into Alkaline. And let's say that we had an Alkaline theme that wasn't in Cydia, but maybe we got it off of Reddit. So we downloaded it, and then all we have to do is copy and paste it right here, and then it would be available in Alkaline, allowing us to theme with that theme. But I do highly recommend people to not tinker around with iFile if they don't know what they're doing, just because if you delete something very important, like an important file or something like that, then it could cause you to restore your device. Now next we have a really helpful tweak called iCleaner Pro. Now what this does is basically allow you to get rid of all that useless information that you really don't need on your device, just because it's going to save a whole lot of storage space. Now of course you can obviously customize this however you like. You can make it not look in log files or cache files, temporary files, anything like that. You can just toggle that off if you want to. But if we just tap on clean, you can just sit back, relax, and let it delete all of that information that you don't need. Alright, so you can see here that it just finished cleaning that up. Doesn't take too long at all. And it freed up 530 megs of space and deleted 5,440 files. Now, after it's done, it's just going to respring, and then you'll be good to go. Now, you probably noticed as I've been swiping through all of my pages that I get a different animation on these. Now, this, of course, is due to a tweak called Barrel. Now, this is a tweak that's been around for a very long time, but what it does is allow you to change that page animation right there to basically whatever you want. I have it set on random, so it changes every single time, but you can obviously set it up to just one specific page animation that more fits your style. Now, if you have a jailbroken device and you don't have Zeppelin, then you are missing out. So you can see what it does. It allows you to customize your carrier logo right there. And just by default, you actually get quite a few different themes. So obviously you'll want to enable this, and then you just tap on the theme right here, and then you can see all the different logos that you can actually set up just right out of the box. Now, of course, you can download more custom themes that you want. So you just search for Zeppelin logos in Cydia, and you can download them directly and install them right here. So you can see there's quite a few different ones, and as I tap it, it automatically changes right up there. You don't have to respring or anything like that. So definitely a really awesome tweak that you need to check out. Now, you've probably noticed that my font is different on my device, and that's due to a tweak called By Default 2. So if we swipe over here and open this up, it's going to put an application on your springboard. So you just open this up, you tap on Basic, and this is where you're going to be able to apply your font. So of course you are going to have to grab your fonts from Cydia. So you would just open up Cydia, go into Sections, and then scroll down to By Default 2, and then you can check out all the different fonts. This is actually Galette, so this is the one that I'm using right now. So you just tap on that, and then it's going to ask you, do you want to respring your device to apply this font? And then it resprings, and then you're good to go. Next, you'll notice right up here that I have a different theme for my battery, and that's due to a tweak called Alkaline. So with Alkaline, that's basically just a theming tool, and then you download Alkaline themes in order to theme your battery right here. Now, once you download Alkaline, it actually comes with 3 separate themes. So if we scroll down here and open that up, you'll see that we just tap on theme right here, and I'm using the theme Habesha. But you also have Bolus and Spots. Now, once you select one of these, you'll have to respring your device in order for that to take effect, as you can see right there. But that's basically all that you have to do. You can look for different themes in Cydia and download those if you want to make that battery look just a little bit different. Next, we have a tweak called I Caught You Pro. Now, I Caught You Pro has a ton of different features, but one of the main and most notable features is when someone actually grabs your phone and tries to put in a passcode, it actually will take a picture of that person if they put in the passcode wrong. And it'll also email it to you, or you can actually save it to your photo album. So you can see right here, let's just say that we are going to go to our lock screen right here, and we're going to swipe across, and let's say that we typed in the wrong code. So when you get that, it's going to take a picture with the front-facing camera, and it's going to show up in my photo album as well as email me. So we do it one more time, and you'll see that we'll have 2. So now let's go ahead and, well, maybe we'll have 3. Let's type in the correct passcode, and now let's just go to my Photos app, which I'm not sure where it is, so I'm just going to tap on this right here, and you can see these are the photos that it actually just took. So these are the ones that were actually emailed to me as well. So if we go into my mail and we tap on inbox, you'll notice that I have I Caught You Pro emails right here. So if I tap on this, you'll see that it's going to download the image, so it's going to email it to me. Of course, if you don't have your phone, then you're not going to be able to see it on in your photos album. So of course you want it sent to you as well. So that's a fantastic picture of me, so you can see exactly how that works. Now you're also going to have some really helpful information right up here, because what this does is give you basically the address as well as a link to Google's map of where your phone is, because that's where this picture right here was taken. So that's just really cool. I think that's a really cool feature, and it's going to help you find your device if you actually lose it. Next up, we have a tweak called Virtual Home 8. Now what this does is basically replace your home button with the Touch ID sensor. So if you place your finger over the Touch ID sensor, it's going to act as if you press the home button down. So you can see right here, if we open up an application and then we place our finger over the Touch ID, it's just going to go to the home screen, just like a home button would. But if we open this up, you can see that you can actually change the actions right here. So a double tap is going to actually open up reachability, a short hold is going to open up multitask, and a tap and short hold is going to put it to sleep. So just for instance, if we do a double tap, you can see that that's going to invoke reachability. Now if we go back here and let's just say that we did a short hold, try that again, and it's going to go to our app switcher. Now my app switcher is a little funky just because I jacked with it on Spring Tomize, or of course if you wanted to tap and short hold, then it's going to put it to sleep. Now folder enhancer is obviously going to enhance your folders. You can see right here if we open up the settings, this is the folder enhancer settings panel, and you'll notice that we can toggle on allowing nested folders. So if we want a folder inside a folder, just toggle that on. Also, we can close all folders when we launch an application or press on the home button. So normally when you launch an application within a folder, it's actually going to still be an open folder when you go back to your Springboard. Obviously you can toggle that on and that won't be an issue anymore. Down here you can also change the effect, so if you want to animate when you open close, you can toggle that on, or if you want to zoom your wallpaper, toggle that on. Right down here you can use a custom layout as well, or you can use a custom layout for the folder view. So if we go back here, you'll notice that if we open up a folder, I do have a folder here somewhere, let's go ahead and open that up. And now let's say that we open up just the Apple Store. So we'll open this up and then we'll go back to the home screen. Now you'll see this can go back to the actual Springboard rather than to that folder because I had that toggled on. Now if we open this up again, let's say that we wanted to create a nested folder, you can see it works just like that. So now when we press the home button and we go back one layer, you can see that it's going to go back to that first folder, and then if we press it again, then we can go back to the Springboard. Of course, you can still change your layout as well as change the preview layout, which is this look right here. So if you just wanted one application right there, then you can change that up as well. You probably know